Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, with our first weekly track roundup of the year. My thoughts, my feelings on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past week or so. And yeah, whether I loved them or hated them or felt somewhere in between, they're getting listed out in this video, especially down in the D box where you can check them out for yourselves. Per usual, that is the prerogative with this video. For 1 second, though, before I get into the tracks, we are going to have a message from our sponsor. So let's head straight to that. We will get back to the tracks in a second. And speaking of tracks, did you know you could track your personal finances with Rocket Money? Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better. I recently started using Rocket Money to help cancel subscriptions I wasn't using anymore. And it was easy because it helps identify recurring bills and subscriptions that are unwanted at this point for you. You can even cancel just within the app at a click of a button. So there's no long, annoying customer service calls to end a bill you don't want to pay anymore. Rocket Money typically helps their users save $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Now, here's the thing. The Rocket Money app has both premium and free offerings, and right now you can choose what you pay for the app's premium features. That means if you sign up right now, you can pay as little as $3 a month. That is less than a cup of coffee, but keep in mind this price is subject to change. But if you want to see for yourself what Rocket Money has to offer, they also have a 7-day free trial that gives you all the access to all the premium features. So try it out today. Head to rocketmoney.com/Fantano or click the link down below in the video description. Okay, thank you, me. Let's get into our worst tracks of the week without any further ado, starting with this new one from Hardy. As if the rock and country fusions on his, good cop, bad cop concept album he dropped last year weren't bad enough. Now on this new track, Quit, he's kind of rapping as well on top of all of it. And yeah, it's it's pain, it's torture, it's suffering. Moving on from there, another couple of tracks, specifically this one, We Look Good Together, big words from Courting that are teasing toward their next full-length LP. And the sound of these new songs is just kind of perplexing me, leaving me scratching my head. I suppose maybe they'll grow on me a little bit. They could possibly when I hear all of them together as a record, but I'm just so befuddled as to how they landed on this sound that simultaneously is so indie and so messy and so lo-fi, and yet simultaneously rigid and lifeless and overproduced with a bunch of auto-tune on the vocals. I mean, I can give them kudos for being one of the only artists that I think have kind of, hit this balance of influences, but I don't really know if it's turning out all that great. We also have a new one from Blade, Requiem, featuring Thai Boy Digital. The mix on this, the lack of vocal effects, how dry it is, really just kind of makes the track overall a mess. I don't really know why there was any kind of drive or pressure to put this track out. It sounds kind of unfinished, frankly. Sounds kind of unfinished. And we have a new one, of course, from Black Keys, and for whatever reason, they seemingly cannot come out with a track these days. That doesn't sound like a damn car commercial. Yeah, this one's titled Beautiful People, and yeah, just kind of sounds like a truck rolling over a hill and zero APR financing. All right, meh. The tracks that I was on the fence with, but hey, you might like them more than me. They are as follows. We have a new one from Lil Nas X, J. Christ. While I have found the promo and the music video attached to this track to be very interesting and the controversy that has been stirred as well, it's definitely, got me breaking the popcorn out and embroiled in a bit of drama myself as well. But the song itself, I think, is just some very okay, passable pop rap that mostly sounds like a very derivative of Kendrick Lamar's Humble, and I will leave it there. We also have a new one from the upcoming Lyrical Lemonade album with a very interesting mix of artists coming together. We have Gus Dapperton, Lil Yachty, Joey Badass with a very tiny contribution toward the very end of the song. There are elements of it I admire. I think individual contributions to the track are cool, but does it come together in a harmonious way that actually feels like collaborative as opposed to just kind of throwing everybody into the mix and just kind of seeing how it pans out? Not really. It honestly feels like a bit of a mess, frankly. We also have a bunch of tracks from this new Book of Clarence soundtrack, which I would love to point you guys toward, because there's a lot of great artists and contributions on the whole thing. Most notably, this track that is almost 10 minutes long and is a new one featuring D'Angelo and Jay-Z. Now, is it a really cool psychedelic neo-soul rap blend that's a little progressive and slightly multi-phased? Yes, it is. But simultaneously, I wouldn't say it really kind of justifies its immense length, but it is interesting and ambitious to say the least. We have one over here from Jamie XX that is, I think, aesthetically not too daring, a little average, but the grooves are most certainly there. It's So Good is the title of this one. We also have a new short, to the point, no frills banger from Young Gravy, Lil Keed in the mix as well. Love Gravy's contribution, love the instrumental as well. It's not too substantive or stand out or anything like that, but if you're looking for something that's kind of catchy, boppy, to the point, it's most certainly worth a spin. We have a new one from Faye Webster. Lil Yachty continues his collaboration exploration on the indie circuit with this new track, Lego Ring. And, again, it's kind of another instance of it's interesting that it happened. It's definitely worth talking about, and bit of a chin scratch, worth a chin scratch. But is it coming together as well as I think it could have? Not necessarily. I don't know if Yachty's kind of weird vibrato lead vocal style that he's been doing a lot lately kind of works in this particular musical context. But it's cool that it was attempted. It's cool that it got tried. We have a new one from, of course, Ariana Grande, who has, pretty much been the pop it girl of the week with the release of this new song, Yes And while it has gained a lot of discussion in terms of like the drama being addressed and the music video and people really, rocking to this song, I have to say personally, I think it's a little bland and uninteresting considering that it feels like she's coming pretty late to this vintage dance pop wave that so many people have been jumping on the bandwagon of in a variety of different ways, be that Dua Lipa, be that Beyonce, be that Pink Pantheress, and a host of different artists. And is Ari bringing anything new or refreshing or cool to this trend? Not really. I think it's a pretty average vocal performance from her. The beat certainly goes, but the hook is just kind of okay. I just think it's a very basic track that doesn't really define anything exciting or intriguing about this new album cycle, which I hope delivers a more interesting single at some point before we hear the entire album. Moving on from there, we have a new one from A.G. Cook. It is a 10-minute meditation that is very tense, a little glitchy at points. Did I love it? No. Silver Thread Golden Needle is the title of it, but it certainly was interesting. I could leave it there. I wish it had a kind of a strong climax point. It was kind of, building towards something, delivered a payoff of some sort. It doesn't really, but I suppose if you're looking for something super long, super abstract, this is where you want to go. In the best tracks of the week, I have a bunch of those that I want to go through. And again, they are all linked down below, so you can check them out for yourself. Starting with a new track from the Lemon Twigs, My Golden Years, a really awesome rock ballad with some fantastic guitar work, fantastic vocal work. The Lemon Twigs continue to kill it. Even when they are off album cycle, they are continuing to spoil us with new material, and I love it. If you guys remember Everything Harmony, one of my favorite records of last year from the Lemon Twigs. If you are not on the Lemon Twigs bandwagon, get on it, please. All right, we have a new one from Teezo Touchdown, who has come through with a deluxe edition of his newest full-length LP. He's added a few tracks. One that I would like to point your way is Out of Respect. It is funky, it is wacky, it is wild. Got some Prince vibes coming off of it as well, and I think it is most certainly worth your time. We also have a new one over here. I was not seeing myself digging on this, but Kenny Mason, Paris, Texas, See You Next Year. The track is Big Bank. Billy Lemos is in the mix as well. And it's like a really kind of funny, irreverent, tongue-in-cheek, weird synth punk, pop punk bop that has some hilarious bars on it, and it's catchy as well. I'm really kind of liking what this very unlikely grouping of, dudes are doing here on this track. It's wild. All right, The Smile, Tom York and Company, another single from the forthcoming record, which is dropping soon. Friend of a Friend. It is an epic string-kissed ballad. I was listening to this on Twitch, and a lot of people were saying they were getting big John Lennon day in the life vibes off of it, and I happen to agree. Tom also gives a killer vocal performance on it too. We have a not a new one, as I feel like this band has dropped, or I know this band has dropped a lot of teasers to their forthcoming full-length LP this year, but the band is new to me. The song is new to me. They are The Last Dinner Party. Nothing Matters is the name of the track. Like nothing matters. I'm kind of liking the weird, refined, artsy, indie rock vibe they're bringing to the table. I think it's got something to it. I'm really digging on this track. It feels, poppy. It's got some bite to it, but then simultaneously it feels like a little hoity-toity. It feels like, sophisticated in kind of an interesting and campy way that I certainly respect. Moving on from there, Fred Again, Baby Keem, that track Leave Me Alone they dropped not too long ago. We got a remix for it from Nia Archives, which is absolutely positively fire. Give that a spin. Also, Nothing to Declare, the newest single from the forthcoming MGMT album. It is a ballad. It is sparkling. It is gorgeous. It is quite lovely. And also digging on this new track from Julia Holter as well, which is long, is progressive, is artsy, is strange, and has a very odd rhythmic an intense rhythmic backbone to it as well. Spinning is the name of this track. Highly endorse this one. Also digging on this 30 freestyle from JID, where he is absolutely lyrically killing it, but that is no surprise, obviously. Digging on this new Future Islands track, where, of course, it's dramatic synth pop, just like we expect the band to deliver after all of these after all these years, because that's what they do. That's what they're known for. That's what they excel at, and they continue to excel at it, and we can leave it there. A new album on the way from them as well. We have a cover of the song Baby from Geese on YouTube, which is actually an amazing, incredible, mind-blowing reinvention of the song. If you have not heard this cover, I assume you haven't, but I mean, look, give it a spin. It's a mind-blowing rendition, and I'll leave it there. Okay, a Dutch garage rock group, Real Farmer is the name of the band, and I'm going to try to keep a lookout for more stuff from them this year, especially since, this song was pretty electrifying in my view, and I will leave it there. We have a new one from Bruiser Wolf, whose new record, My Story Got Stories, is out now. One song that I would like to point you toward is this new one with Danny Brown and Zelooperz. Too Bad is the title. And if you're at all familiar with the beat to A$AP Rocky's One Train, we have almost kind of like a hyped up version of that on this song. I'll say that and I'll leave that there. All right, we have Benny the Butcher. BRON, new track. It's classy. It's catchy. It's got kind of like that early 2000s glam gangster sort of vibe to it. I think it works well for him. He's been embracing that direction quite a bit with a lot of his more recent commercial stuff. And, I think he continues to push down that lane creatively and successfully with a lot of this new stuff. And Glass Beach is another artist that I want to shout out here. We've been getting some teasers for this project's next full-length LP. And this one over here, Rare Animal, is especially progressive and epic and grandiose, considering that, at the foundation, we have like a lot of indie and kind of emo influence, some super ambitious stuff over here for sure. And that is going to be the weekly track roundup. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good and solid recommendations out of this video. Love you. See you in the next review. Anthony Fantano, weekly tracks forever.